All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. As you can see by the title and the thumbnail, we're going to be talking about the 2025 CDCR hunger strikes that have started and that got started in Salinas Valley State Prison. Now, if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, hit that like button, drop a comment, let me know what you think, and share the video. It really helps to grow the channel. So, if around 1989, I got involved with drugs. If you're new here, I went on to be an addict over the next 15 years or so, which led to doing time in the county jail as well as prison, and eventually I would get clean in 2004. Um, I share stories and stuff and try to give informative information on the channel about what's going on in the prison because it's not the place to be. So let's get into today's story, though. Well, it's not really a story, it's what's going on. So, a group of inmates in Salinas Valley State Prison last week released a statement saying that they are going on a hunger strike. And due to the recent lockdowns of the level 3s and the level 4s, they also took away their source of communication, which was the tablets. And I guess they're not getting mail. They put a hold on the packages. They said they won't return the packages, but they're not going to get them until the lockdown is lifted. Also, no canteen, and they took away the visits for Father's Day, which, if you've ever done time, those Father's Day visits are big, right? So this group of inmates said, well, we're going to go on a hunger strike. So I did a little digging to see what I could find out. Like I said, this originated from Salinas Valley State Prison. Now, from what I've heard, it sounds like some of the original hunger strikers from the short corridor may be a part of this group. Now, I don't have confirmation on that, so I don't want to act like I know when I don't. But from what I hear, a lot of those gentlemen that were, they're out on the main lines now, and there's a high concentration of those sort of inmates, convicts, at Salinas Valley State Prison. So, from what I could find digging around, it looks like the state of California says if you refuse 9 consecutive meals, state trays basically, that, you're a hunger striker basically. So in the inmate statement, they said that this is a peaceful hunger strike. It's not meant to be defiant or anything, and that ultimately they don't want the group punishment because some incidents that are happening, and I don't necessarily want to say they're isolated because it has been on and cracking in CDCR recently over the last couple of years. And there's been some attacks on guards, and even I think it was in Mule Creek where some family visit females that came to visit their dudes got unalived. So, it would be foolish to say that prison isn't a violent place and that, that it's not the place to be right now, for sure. But, some of these incidents that have occurred, I was watching a video by the homie Hangout, Josh. If you haven't checked out his channel, be sure to go over and check it out. He's really good with the legal aspect of things and, like looking things up on the computer and stuff. So, yeah, be sure to go check him out. So that, yeah, they skipped the 9 consecutive meals. It's official that it is a hunger strike. And, now from what I seen something yesterday that said ccitohatchip has joined in on the hunger strike. So, I don't know anybody that's in Tehachapi currently, so I have no way of confirming that. But somebody put that out on the internet yesterday, so I thought I would mention that as well. Now, do we think that this is going to become a statewide thing like it was before? Because the 2011 and the 2013, I think it was, I think the first one they went for a short period, and then the second one they went for a longer period, and they finally got the end to indeterminate shoes via the Ashker settlement. I hope I said that correctly. But yeah, the inmates filed lawsuits and stuff, and they got some people on the outside to back them up. As far as the law stuff goes, like lawyer help. So yeah, they had success there, and it hopes it looks. It's too early to really tell what it looks like at this point. Is this something that's short term, or is this something that's long term? I don't know, but I know that those guys in there, they want more light to be shined on this situation, because if the outside world don't know what's going on in there, then like there's no public opinion on it. So so I'm kind of, that's part of the reason why I'm putting this out here. Now, like I said, I don't know if they're going to be successful with this, if this is the first of more to come, or really what the situation is with all that. But if you are struggling with addiction, here's something for you to chew on. So you go to prison, right? And I went there, and I wasn't there very long. I don't claim to be no expert on prison or anything, but I have been there. I did a short little 2-year bid, and one thing I will say is the powers that be in the organization that you belong to, or that you are associated with, or however you want to say that. I don't want to say the words wrong, but like me being a Wood, if word come down from the bigger homeboys that we're going on a hunger strike, then guess what? We're going on a hunger strike. And if you don't, then you're going to have some problems with your people. You know what I mean? So for me, addiction is what took me to prison, and the actions that I took while I was addicted. So I just want you to think about that. If, find some help, time to make a change, because prison really is not the place to be. I don't think it ever was. But, for me, I'm hard-headed. I had to bump my head a few times and see it for myself for me to make that decision. I hope that's not the case with you. But some of us are that way. And if you are, God bless you. I wish you the best, and I hope that you make it out, Because like I said, when word comes down from the big homeboys, you're basically going to fall in line. I hope you're not too attached to those honey buns from the commissary. But, when that word comes down, you're going to fall in line. And if that's not something that seems appealing to you, then maybe it's a good time to make a change in your life, Go to a meeting, go to 30 meetings in 30 days. Check them out. See what the meetings look like. See which meetings you like. See which meetings you don't like. Listen to the speakers. Try to find somebody that has a story similar to yours that you can relate to. That way you can approach them and ask them to sponsor you in doing these 12 steps to recovery. Because the 12 steps to recovery are what's going to deliver you from this addiction. So, and when you do find that sponsor, think of it this way. The way you used to blow up the connect, trying to get a sack, blow up the sponsor. They know what they signed up for, you know what I mean? Don't feel like you're bothering them. Like that's what being of service is. And if you need help with something, you need some guidance, you need whatever, call your sponsor and let them assist you with walking through these 12 steps of recovery. Okay. Now, it's not to say that your sponsor is God and they know everything, and that if they tell you to light yourself on fire, that you're going to light yourself on fire. That's not how it works. We still have to use some common sense, and we still have to develop a network of sober people that we can talk to. That way, if it seems like your sponsor is some power tripping fool, you can talk to the other homie and say, hey, this is what my sponsor's telling me. And if everybody comes to an agreement that your sponsor's tripping, then you fire his ass and you find a new sponsor. It's very rare that you're going to run into that, but it's a possibility, and you have to work as hard at your recovery as you did at your addiction. Because I'll tell you, if you're anything like I was in my addiction, I would run through a brick wall to get what I needed to get. And chances are a lot of you are that way too, So, I wish everybody the best. Like I said, they are hunger striking at Salinas Valley State Prison right now, as well as ccitohatchip is what I've been told. So, like I said, I don't know if this is the first of more to come, if this is the one. I know they're hoping to get some changes made in the Department of Corrections, and, I hope they have success. When you are living an addicted life, and the majority of the inmates, that's how they ended up there, I mean, whether it's, most of it's drug related, no matter what your charge is, whether it's fraud, whether it's robbery, whether it's unaliving another individual. Most of these people were probably spun out when it happened. So, and I say that with all due respect, and I wish those guys the best of luck in the hunger strike and achieving whatever it is they're trying to achieve, better conditions and these, to stop these group punishments. Because if, the prison 200 miles away, somebody stabs a guard, why are you locking me down? And besides that, and I've said this in the last video, I do believe, when they got rid of the indeterminate shoe, it seems like now they do this restricted housing thing, RHU. But, somebody could go crazy on the yard on somebody and hit them with a weapon and all that stuff and possibly unalive them. And it seems like they're in the RHU for like 6 months and they're back on the yard. At some point, I think they need to, like it used to be, like, you get a shoe term, however long it may be, 14 months, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, whatever. I know there's limits to that stuff, but some of these guys are out of control, like if you end up new in prison and you've got a life sentence, chances are you don't feel like you have a lot to live for. So life has very little meaning. Somebody pisses you off, you stab them, type of stuff, you know what I mean? And it's deeper than that, but, just for the sake of the video, I'll leave it at that. But maybe that's something they need to look at, if, why am I being locked down because somebody else tripped out? Now they used to do these long lockdowns back when I was doing time, but that was because there were issues between the races, like if a riot pops off between two groups, they would keep us locked down for 6 months, a year, 18 months at a time, because if they popped those doors for both of those groups, it was still on a lot of times, So times have changed. The end of hostilities changed all that stuff. You don't have those big issues between the groups now. So if one guy's out there getting crazy with this Swiss Army, then maybe that guy needs to go sit down for a while in the RHU, and maybe that'll resolve some of the issues that they're having. I haven't been in prison in a long time, so like I said, I am no expert by any means. If if you guys know anything about this, if are they hunger striking in other places at this point, drop a comment down below and let me know. Like I said, I don't have a whole lot of connections in there right now. The only one that I do know is on a level 2, and that's not really affected by all of this. But yet, definitely drop a comment. If I got something wrong, let me know. I appreciate that. I'll set the record straight. Last thing I want to do is be putting out information that is untrue. But as far as I know, that is true at this point. So, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe. If you like the video, hit the like button. Like I said, drop a comment and let me know. Did I get anything wrong? Am I right? What do you think? Do you think the hunger strike is going to get them the results that they're looking for? Do you think it's a waste of time? Drop a comment and let me know, and share the video. It really helps to grow the channel. We're at like 2,900 subs. The goal is to get to 3,000 this month. So give your boy a sub and let's keep it pushing. Family, fitness, and freedom are the things that allow me to get my life together, and they can help you as well and help you to achieve sobriety. And don't look at the mountain, just start climbing.